So kill whatever you want, ignore what you want. Either way, you can go through each of these 3 doors. This will lead you immediately to the room you want to. The other 2 will give you a bit more treasure before you reach the main room. So I'll just go through those now. We just open this door, and we are in a storeroom, it appears. Quite a lot of these in the academy, it would turn out. As you can see, Cleave, I'm sorry I didn't mention this before, but Cleave allows you to kill one, when you kill one creature, you immediately attack a nearer creature to do, I'm not sure if it's lesser damage or the same amount of damage at this point, but Cleave is definitely an ability you want to have as a fighter. I forgot to equip that armor, so let's do that now. And we also got a potion of Barkskin. Barkskin gives you more AC, which is armor class. For this rule set, as I know, the higher the AC, the better, whereas in some other D&D games, lower is better. But in this case, higher AC is better. We can go into this room, which is another library, and murder the goblins with ease. Here's a book pile. A lot of the books in this game give a lot of history that I don't really find too necessary. If you want me to, I can read them to you guys, or I can just open them and show them to you. But, more or less, there's only so many books that you can get. Like, you'll find a lot of City of Neverwinters. You can find over, like, 15 of them throughout the entire game. So, you're not really missing too much. Cure Moderate Wounds isn't as good as Serious Wounds, but it still heals a lot, considering our point in the game. Cat's Grace increases Dexterity, which can be helpful. Mages and Clerics, I believe, learn all the Cat's Graces and Bull Strength abilities, so if that's what you want to use, go ahead. We're just gonna drop a save here before going to this room. This is kind of the first boss encounter, if you want to call it that. LP exclamation point. But all these will lead to the same room. You want to go over here and check out this chest before we go on to the boss fight. By boss fight, I mean it's pretty easy considering it's the first boss, technically. So let's just go and fight him.
Taste of my wrath!
You want to kill off all his creatures first. He is a mage, so he can do quite a bit of damage if you allow him. He only used 1 ray of frost there, but he can use 2 and a magical missile, but he chose not to. What he drops is related to your class at all times. In this case, we got some half plate, which will be very helpful for our character. Interesting to note, if you're playing multiplayer, you will have whoever kills the guy would get that armor.
My pack is too heavy.
For that ability.
It's difficult to carry.
Box Cunning increases intelligence. Mages get a Wand of Sleep, if I recall correctly, from beating him. Just a tidbit. You can drop, as you saw, I was encumbered. This is due to me holding too much. Tower shields take up a lot of inventory, and only are kind of useful if you're a weapon and shield guy. I'm very much two-handed this LP. Now look at all these creatures we have. Dryad, Yonti, and Intelligent Devourer. Remember these because they're important later. The Goblin looks much tougher than those you faced thus far. Apparently not, since he murdered very quickly. And here we are introduced to 2 main characters of the first act. Desther and Fenthick. Now we've murdered them. We just have to wait for the game to chillax from that as we stare at ourselves. God, my chin is huge. We'll go over to these remains to get more bolts if you want that. Generally, remains are randomly generated unless they're very key items, but since we're at this point, they're
too late. The creatures
random.
are lost. The academy students slain. No! This cannot be! How could this happen?
Sorry, Fenthick. He is a mage of tier. Not a mage, sorry, a priest. Fenthick looks concerned for those suffering, obviously willing to do anything if it would help the situation. His face looks wary, but hopeful. And Desther is a cleric of Helm. Desther shifts uncomfortably, obviously displeased with those around him. He looks preoccupied and strained, as though wanting more control of the situation than he has. Continue
All
on.
is lost, Fenthick. The nymph has fled. The Yonti and the other creatures have escaped into the streets of the city. And where was Erebeth during all this?
I love how aggressive his voice actor is with his role. I've come from Lady Erebeth. She sent me to protect the creatures. I can't. I'm going to butcher whatever voice he has, so I'll attempt and just do my own. Kind of. You are the student she sent. Did Erebeth really think a whelp could defeat the water-davian creatures? She could have come herself. Is she really so blind, Fenthick? Desther, I'll have you speak no more ill of the Lady Erebeth. She did what she thought was best. Bah! I know your feelings for you and Lady Erebeth for each other, but it does not change the facts. She was wrong to bring the creatures here. I will leave you and your lady love to clean up this mess, Fenthick. I must go make arrangements to recover the cure Erebeth has so carelessly lost. He is very much
I need
against
to speak
Erebeth.
to you.
Oh, Pavel. Fenthick, if it wasn't clear, Fenthick and Erebeth are lovers. Yeah. I owe you my life, Connor. Without you, I wouldn't have made it out of there. I could have died just like my brother. He's... You got what it takes to be a great hero, Connor. Maybe even a legend. But this life isn't for me. I know that now. No matter what you say, he will leave. We'll just say goodbye. Thank you once more for saving my life. I know you'll be a great hero someday, but I don't want to risk my neck for fame and fortune.
I'm no hero. I just want a nice, quiet life. I doubt our paths will cross again anytime soon. Goodbye, and good luck.
Sorry if you loved him, but he is gone. I recall him saying he's going to go bury his brother. I might have skipped that, or it's another option. Let's talk to
You
Fenthick.
must forgive Desther. The strain of the Wailing Death weighs heavily on the Helmites.
Desther is kind of a jerk, no
As
matter
their leader,
what you say.
Desther has worked long and hard to help ease the suffering of Neverwinter. And this most recent setback has upset him greatly.
What doesn't?
I'm Fenthick Moss, priest of Tyr and companion of the Lady Erebeth. You must be the student Erebeth told me about.
He more or less has just recapped everything I told you, but okay. Yes, I am Connor. Desther and I arrived with reinforcements shortly after the attack began. We found Erebeth in the South Assembly Chamber, hard pressed by dozens of the mysterious assailants. We managed to drive off the attackers, and Erebeth told us she had sent one of the students to go ahead and defend the Water-Davian creatures. How they actually beat me here is beyond me. They might have teleported, possibly. Well, Erebeth tended to the wounded. One of the mages who had arrived with reinforcements teleported Desther. Sorry, I take back my statement. Alas, we arrived to find the cages upturned, the creatures fleeing. Is the battle over then? A few struggling goblins, all that remain of our attackers, but I fear we've lost the battle. The Water-Davian creatures are gone. We have no clues as to who planned the attack, and I doubt any prisoners we take will know anything about who truly is behind this. In any case, discovering their identity is secondary. Our first priority must be to recapture the Water-Davian creatures so that we may extract a cure for the Wailing Death. Depending on what kind of character you are, you can be like, oh, I want a reward, or give me a reward, or... Suppose my work is done. I will help you with this task, Fenthick. From all accounts, you're a capable man, Connor. Erebeth has told me this... oh my god. Told me the instructors at the Academy spoke very highly of you. I do not know what role you play in this, Connor. That is for my Lady Erebeth to decide. We will meet again we'll meet her at the Halls of Justice in the coming week. Lady Erebeth and I will have more information for you then. Hopefully we'll have a better understanding of what we're up against. We must all do our part, Connor. You can ask him questions, and we will do that. Why not? I am a servant of Tyr, nothing more and nothing less. I serve Neverwinter as it is my duty, and my heart weeps for the city as the city suffers. When Lord Nasher appointed Erebeth to find the cure for the plague, I vowed to stay by my lady's side throughout the ordeal. Oh my god, I can't say that word right now. I'm terribly sorry. Erebeth and I are one of heart. It is true. Is this surprising? We are both disciples of Tyr. We are both servants of Neverwinter. We draw from our strength from each other during these difficult times. In duty, in our faith, and in our love, we will find a way to beat the Wailing Death. Tell me about Erebeth. Erebeth is a shining light who must guide our way. She is a paladin of Tyr, and only her courage and devotion to Neverwinter surpasses her grace and beauty. he loves her love very, 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 very much. Desther is a very good man, though the Wailing Death weighs heavily on him. He does not serve Tyr as my lady Erebeth or I do, but his devotion to Helm is most admirable. Desther and his Helmites have been tireless in their efforts to offer what comfort they can to those afflicted by the plague. I only wish Erebeth and Desther could set aside their personal differences. No matter which god we serve, we must all work together in these troubled times. Erebeth, as he's just said, just very much dislikes him. I can't really blame her, considering how much he hates her, but... And him being quite an awful person. Wink wink. Tell me about these creatures. Great. I'll meet you in the week. There is much to attend to in this coming week, and I will meet you in the temple. May Tyr's blessing be upon you, Connor. And you get another free level up, as I said. We're gonna go fighter, because there's still nothing else I can do. We're gonna go discipline, heal, and parry. And we get another ability. Sadly, we don't have another cleave, so we'll just learn knockdown. Knockdown, as the name suggests, knocks down your enemy and prevents them from dealing any damage to you for a certain time. Okay, we're about to have another cutscene, so if this doesn't work, I will just obviously... You'll have only the audio to follow, but let's go to the Halls of Justice.
In one brutal attack, the promise of those at the Academy had been all but snuffed out. Hope disappeared with the Waterdavian creatures, and the weight of the terrible sickness pressed down on the city once more. Even more chilling, the whispered rumors of enemies seeking to destroy Neverwinter from within had true. Though the identity of those responsible for the slaughter was as yet unknown. Still, a flicker of hope yet remained, for not all had died in the attack. From the bloody carnage at the Academy, a survivor had stepped forward, a champion to carry the torch in this hour.
As you saw, Lady Erebeth has kind of an eye blade, as I describe it. I call it generally, when I'm in conversations, called the Blade of Neverwinter, but generally it's just Erebeth's blade, in case you wanted to refer to it in the comments. So we have to talk to Fenthick first. Or he'll talk to us, sorry.
Answer the summons. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to the halls of justice.
Thank you.
This is a mistake, Fenthick. We know nothing about this whelp. How can you so blindly trust them?
Regardless of, whatever class you are, that's what he'll say, but he'll still say, well. How can you trust him? Well, frack you, Desther. Desther, please. Connor showed great promise throughout his training at the Academy, and has done even more in the week since the attack. Rarely has a recruit shown potential after so short a training period. If there's any hope to finding a cure for the Wailing Death, we need people like Connor in the service of Neverwinter. Depending on what character you are, you can do what you want. I am honored to serve Neverwinter, Fenthick. And I say we should put our faith in my Helm Knight. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Helmite brethren, rather than an unproven boy. Erebeth holds Connor in the highest regard, Desther, and Lord Nasher placed her in charge, not you. Please, Connor, you must forgive Desther. The plague takes a heavy toll on us all, a toll made even greater in the past weeks by the attack on the Academy and the loss of a cure. I understand, Fenthick. These are troubled times. Yep. You speak more truth than you know, Connor. Within the Academy walls, the true honor of the Wailing Death... Horror, not the honor, sorry, has yet to be felt. The quarantine of Neverwinter has done little to halt the spread of the Wailing Death. Bonfires burn night and day, as the city cities watch dispose of the dead, yet the corpses are piled even higher. That's all we can do to contain the chaos and maintain order over the various districts. Rumors can run rampant, and citizens are on the verge of panic. Rumors. Because the plague cannot be cured by priests or clerics of the city, some claim it is a natural thing, sent by an unknown enemy bent on destroying Neverwinter. The attack on the Academy in these past few weeks will only make things worse, Fenthick. Once people learn how Erebeth lost the cure through her lack of faith. Desther will not have you question the faith of my true love. Erebeth believed the Academy to be a safe haven. Anyway, it's not our place to discuss such things. My Lady Erebeth is in charge, appointed by Lord Nasher himself to stop the Wailing Death. You must talk to her, Connor, as soon as possible. I will go talk to her once. Go with the blessing of Tyr upon you. Messi.